Hello, I've come out to the garden to gather what I hope will be my best harvest yet. I'm Zorab and this is Byther Farm. Now in the past I've gathered a huge potato harvest or lots of beans or lots of leeks, but what I want to do today is harvest a small amount of a lot of different vegetables so I can make a really nice meal. So I'm going to start over here in bed number 5, but let's start with these potatoes. There's a couple of ones got a bit of green on them, but that's a pretty good start to the meal. And from this bed I'm going to take a few French beans. There are some purple ones at the front and some yellow ones at the back and some green ones somewhere in the middle. Sometimes the beans are very slow in getting going because it's really cold, and then the plants can't take the nutrients up from the soil. Other years, like this year, it's been incredibly hot and very dry. But I don't think that explains the issue with my green beans, which I'm really sad about. There's plenty of beans on them, but they've all been attacked or nibbled by something. So there we go, literally a large handful of beans, but that's all I need. And then over here I'm going to get one courgette from bed number 3. And from the front of this bed, I'm going to have some parsley. And from inside the polytunnel, I'm taking the first of the ripe tomatoes. Ooh, I'm so excited about this. I have actually eaten a couple as I've been working out here, so I know how good they are. I don't want to take too many because I don't want much of anything in this meal. I'm doing a stir fry of lots of different vegetables served with some potatoes. So it's to give us a mixture of flavours and textures in our meal and everything being really fresh. Although I've got plenty of whole onions for storing, I'm going to use these Welsh bunching onions. The leaves smell fantastic, they taste fantastic. They are quite strong, but they're not as strong as having big chunks of white onion bulb. So I'm just taking a couple of leaves from each plant. I think that will be enough. Oh, I don't know, maybe a couple from here as well. Wow, that looks great. From bed 11, I'm going to take a few beetroot leaves. These are from a golden beetroot, and these are from a red beetroot. I think this one is Alvaro Mono, possibly that's what it's called. If it's not that, I'll put the name up on the screen. So that's just a few leaves to provide a little greenery, different textures, different tastes. And then this fennel. It's a Florence fennel, it's bolting and it's going to seed, so I'm just going to use lots and lots of the feathery foliage. And then from these beds down here I'm going to have a couple of sage leaves. Gosh, I love the smell of sage. And then in this bed there are a whole load of carrots. I don't want to take masses of carrots because, you know, as with everything else, I don't want masses of them in the meal. And then I'm going to head back to the kitchen. So this is where it all starts getting very noisy. So I started by washing the potatoes and cutting slices into them. I've boiled them and now I've put those into the oven. And then chopped and prepared all the vegetables. So in here I poured a little bit of oil. I added in the chopped onion leaves, the carrots, courgette, beans and the broccoli on the top, and then poured over some homemade wine. I think that was a plum wine. I'm adding a little bit of sea salt, and I'm just allowing those to cook down a little bit, just to let the larger vegetables soften a bit. So next I'm going to add in the tomatoes and the chard. I've let that cook for a couple of minutes, and so next I'm going to add the chopped fennel leaves. And in this pan I've put some oil and some butter, and the oil is in there to stop the butter burning because it can go up to a higher temperature. And I'm just going to add some of the sage leaves. You really need to keep an eye on this because the butter's going to get quite hot. You don't want it to burn, and obviously you don't want it to catch fire. So this is doing two things. It may, if we're lucky, crisp up these leaves. And the other thing it's going to do is infuse that butter with the flavour of sage, and I can pour that over the top of the potatoes to make them taste really lovely just before I serve. So I'll take those out of the oil, pop them on a plate. And set that pan off the heat. Well, this is looking pretty much ready now, so I'm just going to put on a sweet chilli and ginger. Oh no, sweet chilli and garlic sauce over the top. It's not something that I'm very good at making. We don't keep chilies in the house because generally I can't eat them. This is okay as long as I've got a small amount of it on a large amount of food. So that is now ready to serve. So let's put it all together. Turn the heat off. So the potatoes were cooked without any oil in the oven. I'm just pouring over a tiny bit of the butter and oil that cooked the sage leaves. She says a tiny bit and then adds yet more. Here go the crispy sage leaves onto the potatoes. I really like them. And just a tiny bit of fresh parsley over the stir fry.
So that was lunch.
It was.
Hasselback potatoes with a, what was it, vegetable stir fry?
Vegetable stir fry with a sweet chilli and garlic sauce.
Confused me completely because we normally only do stir fries on a Saturday, but I've got to go to work tomorrow.
So yeah, I think that was a success, wasn't it? I was really pleased to be able to harvest so many different types of veg to go in there. There was probably a lot more than you realised.
Yeah. There were definitely squeaky beans in there.
There were squeaky beans, but there was chard. I know, we don't even like the chard and I sneaked it in.
Sneaky chard.
Sneaky chard.
Squeaky beans and sneaky
Sneaky
chard.
chard.
Sounds like a country album.
And if you'd like to see all the other veg that we have growing in the garden, my last veg garden tour shows the complete layout and everything that's growing in every bed. And I'll leave a link on the screen and in the video description. And if you click on that, it'll take you straight through to that video.